Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Look at my throw. Let me fix this up for y'all. This throw ain't throwing like it's supposed to throw. Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I am Alison, certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with women to help them find and keep the partners that they deserve. So we are here on this amazing Wednesday evening to do the weekly live Q&A. This is my opportunity to give back to my Land of Love community to answer their questions surrounding love and relationships so that we can begin to get our lives together. This is emphasis on begin because it does not start and end with me giving a 2-minute run of the mouth about what you should and shouldn't do. Sometimes it is imperative that we reach out to a professional to get help and support, and getting a quick answer here or there, listening to a quick podcast or going on a quick YouTube will not get us a resolution. We have to begin to change our frame of mind. We are willing to buy the Chanel, we are willing to buy the Gucci, we are willing to go on vacation, but we're not willing to spend money where it matters, which is to heal our hearts and our minds. So this is just a quick opportunity for me to connect with all of you to help you, give you some guidance and some support, but this should not be the be all or end all. Speaking of which, before we get into the live Q&A of the be all and the end all, I am hosting a 31-day The Alignment Assignment Challenge, okay? So this is going to begin on January 1st. Now, the challenge itself is free, right? I'm going to give everyone access to the calendar, and you can see what you should be doing on a daily basis. However, that is not the way that I recommend that you handle this challenge. Instead, what I recommend is that you purchase an all access pass. What does the all access pass include? Well, first of all, you are going to get 4 private Zoom sessions. We're going to be in a private room so that I can make sure that you are held accountable. I'm going to become your accountability coach for the month of January. Secondly, you are going to receive a 31-page, well-written, because I wrote it my dang self, well-written interactive workbook, which includes worksheets, it includes checklists, and it includes additional videos. And then lastly, you will have unlimited lifetime access to our sessions. The sessions will be in Zoom on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Is it 8? Sugarfoot, or is it 7? Click the link in my bio. It has the time that it is there. Okay, so again, I am hosting the 31-day The Alignment Assignment Challenge. Each week we are going to be talking about a different element of our lives. It is not only about romance or about romantic relationships, but we are also going to be tackling your physical and mental health. Thank you, Busy Being Bee, 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. Every Thursday that is in January, we're going to be meeting in Zoom. Now, I do want to make something clear, okay? And what that is that I had some people who are super excited, me too, who DM me that said, Alison, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to get my romantic life in order, and I'm going to be married by next year. You could be. I don't want you to confuse this challenge as direct relationship coaching. They are not the same thing. You can look at the price, which it is $1 a day. It's $31 to join this challenge. It's a joke, right? However, look at the price. It is not the same thing as a 6-month full-on coaching program, okay? A 6-month full-on coaching program is you and I working in a group of 4 people or less once a week for 8 weeks, where I am challenging your belief system. I'm teaching you specific strategies on how to navigate dating, and we go through your traumas and your issues. We work all that ish out. And then lastly, we talk about building a healthy relationship. The challenge ain't it. The challenge is, these are the things you need to do to get your life together. You're going to get some accountability coaching in those live sessions, which will have approximately 65 people in at a time. This is not coaching, okay? I just want to make that clear. I don't want to misrepresent anyone to spend their $31 and be upset that this ain't what they thought it was. There ain't nobody on earth who's going to do the 6 months of work that I do, how I get my wives, my husbands, babies, houses, for $31. I just want to be 100% transparent because y'all know how I do. I don't want anyone to be upset. But if you want to join us in the 31-day Alignment Assignment Challenge, where there will be weekly accountability meetings on Thursdays. You will have a workbook that has daily assignments for you to be held accountable to, as well as unlimited access. So if you miss a session or you're late, you're going to have lifetime access to those sessions. Then you could go ahead and click the link in my bio and you can join me on the Alignment Assignment 31-Day Challenge. We start January 1st, okay? $31. It's $1 a day. It's a joke. If you are invested in really working on your mental and physical health, if you are invested in really making sure that you are correcting some of the mistakes you've made in the past romantically and familial and friendship, this is the path to start on. Okay? Get Your Guy Coaching says, how's the baby and family? Good. I'm finally getting my mind and my heart around parenthood and entrepreneurship and balancing the both of them. It's a struggle bus, okay? So go ahead, click the link in my bio so that you can join us in the all access pass of the Alignment Assignment Challenge. If not, whenever I go live, I go live. Whenever you catch me, you catch me. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay, right? Because it would be free. So let us go ahead and jump right in. How does this work? Every week on Tuesday around 6 p.m. Eastern, I post this same exact green story. I didn't have new photos taken and I'm still using the same story for continuity, so y'all know exactly what to look for. There is a box. The box says right here, live at 5 p.m., drop your anonymous questions in the box. Do not DM me. And the reason why I say that is because I have thousands of DMs and then I won't be able to find your question when it's time. Versus if you follow the instructions and you put it inside the box, I can swipe up and all of you guys' questions are there. I don't want to put it too long because I don't want to blow anybody up. But you get the point. All of you guys' questions are there for me to read. You have to put it in the box in order for me to find it, okay? I try my best to answer as many questions as I can in the time that is allotted. Today's time allotted is 30 minutes because I am hungry, and then I have a group session at 6 p.m., so I need to get to that. So I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. This week, I had a little time on my hands, and I DM'd some people who asked me questions in the box, and I asked for some clarity because I feel like I spend a lot of time talking about if, ands, and I'm not exactly sure what you meant by this or you meant by that. So if there were any questions that were unclear, I did send some DMs for some people to give me some context. So you'll be hearing me adding some context to some of these questions as I read them. Again, I'll try my best to get through as much as I can. If I cannot, you can wait till next week for the free, or you can click the link in my bio and you can book a 30-minute session where we can talk all about the context, the details, and the issues around your particular situation. Okay, let us get into this. I'm trying to figure out which one I should start with. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one. How do I meet a man who is ready to commit? I'm a homebody and my DMs are trash. How do I meet a man who is ready to commit? I'm a homebody and my DMs are trash. Okay, so first of all, let's not talk about how to meet a man that can commit. Let's talk about how to meet a man. Because how are you going to meet anyone that you are potentially romantically interested in if you are not putting yourself out there in some form or fashion? When I work with my clients, we take a two-pronged approach. You're going to do online as well as offline. I'm going to tell you which dating apps to choose. We're going to co-create your dating profile to make sure it's optimized and it's winning, and you're attracting the right mates and repelling the wrong ones. Now, it's not perfect. Some folks will still break through, but you need to do something. It is not going to fall into your lap, beautiful people. It just does not work like that. This is not a Disney film. Right? You're not going to be walking down the street and then he's going to hit your shoulder by mistake and all the books fall and oh my. And then as you pick your papers up, you look into each other's eyes. It does not work like that. You have to put yourself out there. So that's going to be both online, if you worked with me, both online and offline. If you refuse to do the dating apps, or in your case, homebody, you refuse to go outside, then you are cutting your opportunities by half, minimum. If you only take one approach, you are taking away 50% of the opportunity that you would have had to meet someone. So there is no way to meet a man, and forget about one who wants to commit, if you are not putting in the effort to put yourself out there in some form or fashion. If that's putting yourself out there virtually, or if that's putting yourself out there by going out and socializing, okay? If you want more details about where to socialize or how to increase or improve your dating profiles, click the link in my bio, purchase the Dating 101 class. It's 2.5 hours of telling you what to do and where to go. Now, if you want hand holding where I'm telling you specifically based on your location and your needs and your limitations and your desires, then you need to join a coaching program, okay? Hi, is it okay for someone you've been dating for 5 months to ask you for a threesome? Okay, I already answered the question about threesome, and I'm not really crazy about talking about this issue. So I want you to go ahead and check out my reels. I talked about threesomes already, okay? Do what you want to do is the answer. How should a woman take being told you can't handle it without seeming emotional? How should a woman take being told you can't handle it without seeming emotional? I think the best way for you not to quote unquote seem emotional is for you to respond in a logical and reasonable way, making sure that your tone stays reasonable. Please notice that I just dropped my volume. I have a naturally loud voice. I have a naturally expressive face. Look at this. I can't even control this. That's how I am. So if I know that I want to particularly be mindful about the way that I respond and how it's received, then I'm going to put my hands away. I'm going to drop my volume. I'm going to even become a little monotone. I'm going to be mindful of my facial expressions, and I'm going to respond logically. What is always, side note, what has always grinded my gears is this idea that women are so emotional and men are so logical and reasonable. And I have to push back against that. People are emotional. Like how you want to describe emotion may vary, right? We think of emotion and we're thinking crying. But a man punching a hole in a wall because he's angry, that's an emotion, right? So people are emotional. If you want to work on being mindful of how expressive you are with said emotion, then think about your words before you say them. Use logic and reason. Don't make decisions based off emotion, and be mindful of your expressiveness. The facials, the hands. That's how you can come across as being more logical and reasonable and less emotional. However, there's no shame in being emotional for both genders, okay? Where do you find solid men who are also waiting to have children? I'm 34 and it's getting harder and harder. Where do you find solid men who are waiting to have children? I'm 34, it's getting harder and harder. I'm going to give you one gem because I talk about this all the time and I want to make sure to get through as many questions as possible and eat and have a session at 6, 7, and 7:30. So the quickest gem I can give you, I've shared on my page. I shared it on today. Excelente. I shared it today. Well, it wasn't today. It was a couple weeks ago. But anywho, one of the places that you can meet men who are solid, meaning that they have something going for themselves, tend to be more family oriented. I always recommend going to conferences or professional mixers. The reason why I say that is because yes, some of them are going to be married, and yes, some of them may be gay and unavailable to you, but you're going to find men who want more for themselves. You're going to find men who are hustling for their last name, not their first name. You're going to find men who value generational wealth. Now, whether or not they are willing to commit to you remains to be seen. And that's every person, right? Even the person who's the most committal may not want to commit to you. You may not want to commit to them. But if you're looking for people who relatively have their head on straight and they want more for themselves, conferences and mixers. Okay. If you want to learn more, click the link in my bio and you're going to register for Dating 101, the masterclass. It is a $37 investment, 2.5 hours of gems of how to navigate dating in 2023. Okay. Can you still date a man who isn't upfront about his incarceration? He did 10 years. Can you still date a man who isn't upfront about his incarceration? He did 10 years. So let me tell you how I would take that on. I know you guys are going to jump out the window and say, no, 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 no. I wouldn't necessarily jump out the window and say no, depending on when he told. There are some things that's just not appropriate for you to share in the absolute beginning. There are just some things that's absolutely not appropriate for you to share on the first date. There can be some embarrassment that's attached to that. And so depending on the crime and depending on how you found out and how long it took for you to find out would be determining factors. I would not say that this is a black and white situation. So number one, what was the crime? If it was anything violent or sexual in nature, and guess what? I'm going to Google, I'm going to buy whatever I need to buy to find out what the crime was in reality. If it wasn't anything drug-related, sexual in nature, or violent, we're going to consider. Next step, how long did it take for him to tell you? So are we talking about weeks, months, or years? And number 3, how did you find out? Did you find out on your own because you found the house arrest bracelet, or did he tell you? Those are the things I would take into consideration. I would not jump out the window and automatically say I would never date this guy because he was incarcerated and didn't tell me, unless I knew what the crime was, how long it took for him to tell me, and or for me to find out, and how did I find out. Okay? What's the difference between the talking stage and the dating stage? What's the difference between the talking stage and the dating stage? Okay, so a lot of people, they use this term talking. I don't use it. I don't embrace it because I think it draws too much confusion. So I'm going to go with what dating is, and that's, I mean, I'll explain to you what talking is, but I don't use that terminology. I also don't use the terminology exclusively dating, or what is it they use? Exclusively dating but not in a relationship. That doesn't exist. If I am only seeing you romantically, if I'm only having romantic conversations with you, then you are my man and I am your woman. Now, I'm not pushing myself on someone. If they're not interested in seeing me in that light, then fine. We have nothing going on. But it's not this, we're exclusively dating, but maybe we're not. Exclusive means no one else. No one else means it's just me and you committed up in this thing. Okay? Side note, you didn't ask me that. What you asked me was, what is the difference between the talking stage and the dating stage? So the talking stage, which I do not embrace that term, but when people say that, they mean that they are dating. That's what they mean. They mean that they have conversations. They normally mean that they are going out potentially. And then sometimes it also means sexual activity. Okay? So they use it interchangeably. For me to avoid conflict, because talking can also be a friend, I don't want those kind of issues. I make it abundantly clear. There's dating. That means that you are having romantic conversation and spending romantic quality time with someone, right? So there's dating, there's a committed relationship, there is engagement, there is marriage, and hopefully, but potentially for some folks, there is divorce. That's what exists, okay? Great dates for 2 months. He wants to be serious. Conversation and calling is limited. Am I being gaslit? Great dates for 2 months. He wants to be serious. Conversation and calling is limited. Am I being gaslit? So as I share with you guys, I some of these that I had some time, I DM these folks on the back end and said, hey, can you give me some more deets? Because I don't know what conversation is limited means. Conversation limited to me might mean every other day. To you, it might be 10 hours in a day. I don't know what that means, right? So I asked, what do you mean by limited? And she said that they would text multiple times a day. They would text multiple times a day, and they would have one phone call a day. That to me is not limited. That to me is appropriate for an adult, right? Back in our teenage years, even though back in my teenage years, our cell phones had limited minutes until 9 o'clock. But back in our teenage years, we can spend all day and all night on the phone, right? Adults usually don't have time for that, and they shouldn't, because they should be working on other things in their life other than romance. I say all that to say, I would not consider that as limited. I consider that as appropriate. Multiple text messages throughout the day and a phone call every day is enough for me, in my opinion. And so as a result, I don't think that you're being gaslit. I think that this is appropriate and you should move forward. Now, you need to decide for yourself if you require more. And if you require more, who am I to say that you're wrong for doing so? Understand, though, that if someone has that much time in their hands, what are they doing with their lives? Are they investing in their career? Are they investing in their physical and mental health? Do they have friendships? Like, you need them to have a circle. Well, I would recommend they have a circle outside of you. So you need to decide if that's not enough for you. For me, that was enough. So I don't see it as a gaslight. And if it were me, I would continue this relationship. Been texting a guy for over a month, 2 phone conversations. Why hasn't he asked me out on a date yet? Been texting a guy for over 2 months. 2 phone conversations. Why hasn't he asked me out on a date yet? Because he doesn't want to go with you. He doesn't have the funds, or he's not interested in you romantically, where he doesn't believe that you are worth the time and the money. He doesn't have the funds, or he doesn't think that you are worth his time and his money. If both parties, you and this gentleman, live in a vicinity that's close enough for you to meet to go out on a date, and he hasn't asked you in 2 months, he is playing games. As my mother would say, he is making joke. This is a joke, right? If you're in the same vicinity, meaning for me, I'm in New York. So if I were dating someone who were like as north as the Bronx, out in Long Island, even like northern Connecticut, or is it northern Jersey? Whatever Jersey boundary is by New York, 2 months, that's wild. So either he's not interested in dating you or he doesn't have the funds. And if he doesn't have the funds, you need to consider whether or not you can accept that. If you are anywhere close to me in age, and by anywhere, I mean like plus or minus 15 years. He don't have the money. He needs to work on himself. He needs to work on himself. Because if you don't have enough money to take a girl or a woman out on a relatively decent date, dates don't cost that much, especially if you're creative. He's making joke. And you got to do what you got to do thereafter. Okay? Trying to leave a toxic relationship. He says we're not breaking up. We need to fix it. Trying to leave a toxic relationship. He says we're not breaking up. We need to fix it. All right. So my first question for you, unfortunately, I didn't have time to get context on this one. My first question for you is, do you feel safe? And I'm not making joke. I'm not joking when I say that. Do you feel safe? You called it toxic. He says we're not breaking up as he's not giving you a choice. Do you feel safe? If you do not feel safe, then I need you to do what you need to do to feel safe. If that means an order of protection, if that means you getting a weapon that is legally registered, you need to do what you need to do to feel safe. If you need to talk to you need to tell on him and tell his mama, this guy won't leave me alone. You need to do what you need to do to feel safe. If you feel safe, and this is just the issue of him being persistent, then I need you to click the link in my bio and check out From Breakup to Boot Up. I give you 5 steps of things you need to do to move on from a relationship that did not serve you very quickly, just in case you don't click the link, which I don't know why, because you need help. But just in case you don't click the link, one of the things you need to do is to end all communication whatsoever. That means blocking him on every platform, every money app, because they do that. They send you $1 to get in contact with you. Delete their contact. Don't talk to their loved ones. Remove all photos of them from your devices. Absolutely no contact, no reminders. Okay? Everything else is click the link in my bio. It's a free training. Check it out. He's inconsistent with contact, and I see him once a week. Dating 2 months, what should I do? He's inconsistent with contact, and I see him once a week. Dating 2 months, what should I do? So unfortunately, again, I didn't have a chance to go and ask this person what you mean by inconsistent, because what's inconsistent for you may not be inconsistent for me. You have to decide if it's not enough. If it's not enough for you, express that. Right? Well, first of all, I would like to hope that you're being reasonable. We just talked at length about adults needing to have their own time to do their own thing, and it's not all about you. Okay? However, if it is a reasonable assumption or conclusion to draw that he really is inconsistent with the contact, you're seeing him once a week. To me, I can't imagine how inconsistent he could be. Once a week is reasonable. I think that's reasonable. But if you really believe it's inconsistent or it really is inconsistent, then you decide. If you can't deal with it, you can't deal with it. Guys, we talk about the non-negotiables every single week, especially you, because I see you in here all the time, so you know what I'm going to say. You have to make your list of what is acceptable or what's unacceptable. Once you make your list, you decide accordingly, and that's the end of that. You don't have to ask me. You ask yourself. These are the things that I must have in a relationship. This person is either fulfilling it or not. If they are fulfilling it, I continue. If they are not, they are not. Do you guys remember back in math class when we had the truth tables? The if or when, the P and Q, right? If he fulfills the non-negotiables, I will continue to date him. If he does not fulfill the non-negotiables, I will not continue to date him. That's it. Okay? Is online dating worth it and best site? Is online dating worth it and best site? So as I shared with you guys earlier, I recommend to my clients that we're going to take every opportunity available for us to meet people. I always compare it to weight loss. Can you lose weight by just dieting? Yes. Can you lose weight by just exercising? Yes. Can you lose more weight and faster if you diet and exercise? Yes. So is dating online worth it? Yes, it's worth the effort because it gives you the opportunity to meet more people in the comfort of your own home. Meet virtually more people in the comfort of your own home. Does it require some effort? Yes. As anything that's worth it in life. Why would you want anything that came easy? I wouldn't want it. I'm questioning it. I'm looking side-eye. What's the deal here? Anything that's worth anything of value in our lives requires some effort. So is dating online worth it? Yes, as well as going out socially, as well as choosing the right dating apps, as well as optimizing your profile, as well as vetting people and building your discernment, as well as asking the right questions, as well as paying attention to behaviors. All of that are all necessities, right? Which is what I teach in my coaching programs, okay? So that's the online piece. Which dating apps is a complicated question. I actually answer it kinda in my highlights because it would take too long for me to answer there or here. It depends on where you live, the age and demographic of you, and the age and demographic of the gentleman that you're dating. All of those factors are going to make a difference. It really depends on where you are. That's the number one thing. Location, location, location. Just like buying property, okay? Bumble is something that's an app that's really popular across the country. Coffee Meets Bagel is popular on the East Coast. It's ain't-ish on the West Coast. So somebody who says, oh, I love Coffee Meets Bagel. I'm in New York. I love Coffee Meets Bagel. Oh, I love Coffee Meets Bagel. I know 3 people who got married over Coffee Meets Bagel in New York. In LA, what app is that? They don't even know what I'm talking about. So there's so many factors that are involved in that, okay? So if you want more details, you can purchase Dating 101, the masterclass, where I break it down regionally, or you can book a one-on-one session for 30 minutes. Click the link in my bio, okay? He's genuinely busy with work, sick mom, kids. Great when we go on a date, but it's not often. Do I wait it out? He's genuinely busy with work, sick mom, kids. Great when we do go out on a date, but it's not often. Wait it out? Okay. So let me tell you the circumstances in which I would wait it out. Okay. Oh, my coworker, a guy, met his wife on Coffee Meets Bagel. So again, regionally, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the fact that there are success stories. And oh, I'm sorry. Can I just go off on a rant just for a second? I put up a post about dating apps, right? I had something about like, give it a chance, blah, blah, blah. I had some people write in the comments, no, I would never, blah, blah, blah. Now, I didn't want it to look like I was trying to play them publicly. So what did I do? As a kind person, I DM'd them. So the people said, no, I would never. I DM'd them and I said, well, how's your dating experience currently? Oh, it's not good. So we're trashing dating apps, saying that there's no good people, it doesn't exist, blah, 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 blah. However, you're doing the in-person route, and that ain't working neither. I am not on earth. Like, I am not surrounded with human beings who are thinking. That's unreasonable. How are you going to trash one thing and the methodology that you use don't work neither? So perhaps you should consider another method to get the results that you want. Okay, that was my rant. I met my guy on Bumble and it's been 3 years and I'm loving it. Thank you for that testimonial. Let's get back to what was asked of me. Okay, rant is done. He's genuinely busy with work, sick mom, kids. Great when we do go out on dates, but not often do I wait it out. These are the circumstances by which I would wait it out. I would wait it out if and only if some of these things are going to end. So what do I mean by that? Is he the primary person responsible for his mom's health? Is she going to get better, or does it look like it's not going to go in a positive direction? For the kids, is he the primary caretaker? Is there a mom that's involved, and does he ever have the opportunity to split the time so he will have more time? For work, are things ever going to settle down? It is unreasonable to have an expectation that things are just going to change just because you come around. However, you don't have to stick around if they don't change. So if there are circumstances that are unfavorable, however, there is a plan in place, there is a timeline where this will end, then I would say, fine, wait it out, because he's showing you all these other great things. But if work is always going to be hectic because that's the nature of his work, and his mom is chronically ill and he's the primary caretaker, so that's always going to exist, and he doesn't have help with the bio mom of the kids, then that's never going to change. So that means the time that he has for you will never change. Ergo, don't wait. Wait for what? It's not changing. But if you can see that there is a clear deadline where things will turn in the right direction in terms of his availability, then wait. Okay? Advice on dating a man 10 years older who works in academia and wants to debate everything. Advice on dating a man 10 years older who works in academia who wants to debate everything. Do you want to debate everything? Do you like your quiet? Do you like your solitude? If you are a person who does not enjoy the art of conversation or the art of debate, then that means that you don't enjoy a major element of his personality. It's not a good personality match. There's your answer. Okay? Do you believe that more people want fulfilling relationships? Do you believe that more people want fulfilling relationships? I believe that as I get older, my audience gets older, people tend to be more serious. They're prepared to settle down. They want more for themselves and for the future generations. And so as a result, I do believe that people want more fulfilling relationships. I think that is the nature of the human experience. As we get older, we realize that the games and the fun is cute, but it's no longer what we want in life. And so we want more for ourselves. So yes, I do believe that more people want fulfilling relationships. Should you entertain a new male friendship if you're looking for a committed relationship? Should you entertain a new male friendship if you're looking for a committed relationship? If you do not want to be this man's friend, I would not befriend him. If you want more from him than just his friendship, and that's all he can offer you, then I would not befriend him, unless you have absolutely no friends. But for me, I got enough friends. So I'm not looking to build more friendships if what I want is romance. So if you really want romance from him and he's unwilling or unable to deliver, you are only going to frustrate yourself and waste your time. So unless you absolutely have no other friends and you're prepared to suck it up, if you think that you can change his mind over time, you cannot, you should not, you should move on. Should I search and message guys on the dating app first, or let them message me first? Should I search and message guys on a dating app first, or let them message me first? Okay, this is something that I shared a couple of days ago on one of the testimonials. I had a client. She is in a happy, fulfilling relationship 2 months after we finished the coaching program. She met her guy at a Locks concert. She introduced herself to him. Of course, I had people in the comments, oh, I'm so happy for her, but what? Are we going to allow our ego to stop us from being in fulfilling relationships? If so, cool. If that's the word, then that's the word. I want you to say that, say it loud and strong, and stay 10 toes down. And my ego will not allow me to be in a committed relationship. Ergo, I'm not going to complain next Christmas when I don't have the PJ photo. I'm not going to complain in a couple of weeks on Valentine's Day when I don't have anybody. Stay strong in that. My ego's too big. I'm not introducing myself to anybody. So therefore, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to feel loneliness and have the audacity to open my mouth because I had opportunities to introduce myself to people, but I'm too good. Say that. And if you say that, I'm rocking with you, right? But if you're going to sit here, not you, in life, complain about your circumstances and do nothing about it, ergo saying, hi, hello, my name is, then good, right? Side note, the algorithm doesn't necessarily connect both parties. Just because you're on the app and they're on the app doesn't mean that they got your match, doesn't mean that they saw you. It doesn't mean they're purposefully ignoring you. Say hello, okay? You'll be all right. Got time for 2 more questions, beautiful people. What do you suggest to a woman to begin dating when she's been out of the scene for too long? Hire a coach. And if my girl Tiffany is in the building, she already knows what I'm going to say, right? It don't gotta be me. But if you've been off or out of the scene for a significant period of time and you feel as though you don't know how to do this thing, whatever this thing may be, then you should reach out to somebody who does. Make sure you vet them. What does that mean? Don't just jump out the window and pay a couple of thousands of dollars. That's what it costs to work with a coach. Don't just jump out the window, right? You're going to check out their live streams. You are going to check out their testimonials. You are going to read what people have to say about them. You're going to check out their results. Then, after you checked out that stuff, you're going to move on to their low-cost items, right? Maybe you pick up a master class. Maybe you pick up a worksheet, whatever that might look like. And if you want, you could try to piecemeal it and figure it out on your own. Give it a couple weeks or months. If you like what they have to say, but you're not getting the results at the speed in which you'd like, then you book the consult. I'd recommend vetting them first. I can tell you that on average, when I get a client, they've been following me for at least 8 months. Now, I think 8 months is outrageous, but whatever your process is your process. Vet. Just like I would tell you to vet a man, just like I would tell you to vet a woman, vet a new job opportunity, vet a city before you leave, vet anybody that you're paying to help you. Make sure that the two of you are in alignment. Invest in yourself. Okay? That would be my recommendation. Thank you, Busy Being B, for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you. One more question, guys. I told him, let's end it. Gosh, I lost the damn thing. I told him, let's end it because he only had time for me sexually. He says, if you say so, why? I told him, let's end it because he only has time for me sexually. He says, if you say so, why? He said that because you're absolutely right. And he doesn't have a better response than whatever, or if you say so. That's why he said that. Okay? Prophetess Laura says, I'm trying to get married like Alison. Click the link in my bio. Join my coaching program. Stop playing. It's what I do. Check out and vet me. Check out my testimonials. I post one almost every day. Look on the top of my page. I have the little bubble. It says testimonials. Read them. And if they could do it, single moms, folks who are never been married, never had children, want children, don't want children, young, old, black, white, American, foreign. They could do it, you could do it. I told him let's end it because he only has time for me sexually. He says, if you say so, why? Because that's all he got. He don't have nothing else to say because you're telling the absolute truth. Okay? So if you're telling the absolute truth, he has no good comeback, then all he is left with is to say, if you say so, because you're absolutely right. Now, next time, if you didn't do this before, I don't know. Next time, what I'd like for you to do is to hold out on the sex. So it doesn't have to be forever. It doesn't have to be for months. You choose, you're grown. But hold out and see if this person is willing to invest time, effort, and energy in you before the sex. Now, if they switch up thereafter, you can't control that, right? However, we need to do a little bit more work around holding back on our sexual desires so that we can avoid some of this BS, okay? I really appreciate all of you guys who have purchased a badge. Nanshantene, I hope I got that right. Thank you for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you. And everybody else. I am going to go end this live right here. I'm going to save it. If I DM'd you for clarity and I did not answer your question, I'm going to respond via DM. I do not have all day to respond to 55,000 DMs. It's one of me and 55,800 plus of y'all. That's why I don't do the DMs, right? But if we are engaging in conversation and it's going somewhere and I'm in a position to help you, I won't ignore you, all right? So if I'm the one who reached out to you, the least I could do is answer your questions. Don't worry about that. This live would be saved. Guys, the alignment assignment, the 31-day challenge starts on January 1st. I need you to click the link in the bio and join us in the challenge. Yes, there is an entryway of free. There is. I would not recommend it. How does the free work? I'm going to send you an email that has the calendar of what you should be doing every day. Very brief because it fits in a little box. And not systematically, actually, absolutely not systematically. Randomly, I'll be going live to talk about what you should be doing that day. It may be Thursday at 4, it may be Saturday at 12, and maybe Tuesday at 1. It's whenever I have the time is when I'll go live and I'll do the training based on that day, okay? That'll be available for everybody. What I highly recommend is that you purchase the whopping $31 all access pass, $1 a day, less than what you spend in coffee. What does the all access pass allow? Number one, you are going to get the calendar like everybody else, obviously. Number two, you're going to get the 31-page workbook that gives you specifics on what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis in order to get to your health, your mental, and your relationship goals. It also has additional worksheets, it has additional checklists, it has additional videos for you to use, and it's well written because I wrote it, okay? You'll get your workbook, 31 pages, well written, so it outlines everything specifically you should be doing. You are also going to get inside of our group private Zoom access every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Every Thursday in January, we are going to meet at 7 p.m. and I am going to be your accountability partner. This is a large group, y'all. This is not group coaching. This is not the partner you deserve. This is not break up to boot up. This is not marriage maintenance, right? It's 1 month. We meet once a week. However, it's an excellent start to get you in the direction in which you desire. It helps you to get clarity on what you want and begin to piece together a plan of action for 2023, okay? And then the last piece of the All Access Pass is that you are going to get recordings of those trainings, those 4 times that we meet Thursdays at 7 for lifetime access to those recordings. So if you're late or you miss a session, it's perfectly fine. You can jump right in. So again, I think I have like 18 slots left for the Alignment Assignment Challenge. I announced it yesterday at this time. It's been less than 8 o'clock. It's been less than 24 hours. Stop playing. $31, $1 a day to get into the Alignment Assignment Challenge, the 31-day challenge. Go ahead and click the link in my bio. Make that purchase, a whopping $31. Trust me, I charge $97 for 30 minutes. You're getting 4 1-hour large group in transparency, but 4 sessions throughout the month as your accountability coach. Me, you need me. I'm the mean guy. I'm the one who's going to hold you accountable, okay? You get the workbook and you get unlimited access to the recording. So go ahead and join us before it closes out. I made the announcement less than 24 hours ago. I have 18 slots left. I'm not playing with y'all. They not playing with y'all. You not playing with y'all. I had somebody who bought it for a friend. If you think there's someone who can benefit from some guidance and some support, you can consider that as well. Anywho, if you have any questions about the alignment assignment, go ahead and DM me. I have time for that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I have a live. I'm going to say it's at 6 p.m. It's going to be really good. If you want to get alerts of when I go live, click the link in my bio, scroll all the way up to VIP list or down, and then join my VIP list. I text you like twice a week. Trust me, text messages are mad expensive. I do not OD. And I'll let you know when I go live, who I'm going live with and what we're talking about. Yesterday, I went live with the Single Moms page and talked about single mom dating specifically. And then tomorrow, I believe my live is with a mental health professional that works specifically with Black men. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, folks, I have now 9 minutes to eat before my coaching program. If you're interested in joining the coaching program because you know you need someone to do the work for you and with you to help you find the partner you deserve, those are all the receipts that you see, all of the weddings, all the engagements. I had the second baby, my second baby, 2.5 years. Second baby was delivered 3 weeks ago. Those receipts, that's the partner you deserve. Click the link in my bio, book a consultation call. The price is going up in 3 days, January 1st, okay? Hop in while you can. I'm taking $1,000 off if you pay in full, $1,200. Oh, Sugarfoot, I didn't make that mistake this time. $1,000 if you pay in full, $700 if you pay in installments. Click the link in my bio. Let's get to work. Have a good one.